Having roots in several cultures at the same time can make a person rootless, yet, on the other hand, it can unleash enormous artistic potential. This is a view of fashion designer Hamansutra. Born in Iran and growing up in Munich and New York, he is now regarded as a maverick on the fashion scene, a provocative creator of groundbreaking designs. His work demonstrates the ways in which he makes use of the potential offered by his many different homes. Estrangering friends was an idea implemented by Hamansutra in the form of costumes for an artist's platform. The fashion creator is sought out by customers who seek the unusual, the unfamiliar, the strange. But how does this play on words actually find its roots in Hamansutra's personality?
From the time of my childhood, the whole family would regularly up sticks from my birthplace and move to a new city. Over and over again, I experienced the feeling of being a stranger, of making a new start, an exhausting and strenuous process. Whether it's the USA, Germany or Tehran, when you visit your friends there, you are basically a stranger to them in many respects. So we resume strangerships with our friends. We bestranger our friends.
Hamansutra's customers have included Porsche, Nike and the Bavarian State Opera. All the designs of the Iran-born artist have one thing in common. They express an overwhelming artistic freedom, which Hamansutra views as absolutely vital.
I spent 4 weeks in Tehran, and it was just too much. Of course, it has its wonderful sides, but it deeply disturbed me that people there have been calling for freedom for 30 years and still don't have this freedom. If you're someone who has a vision in their mind and you can't have this freedom, it's like having a gun stuck in your face. You let it all out in your work, whatever kind of work you do. As a fashion designer, I evolve and advance in my work.
In his recently launched collection, Artificial Skin, Hamansutra drew inspiration from the Iranian Chador.
The older you get, the more time you spend thinking about the land where you were born. The dress I designed here literally keeps its transformation under wraps. Everything happens underneath, out of sight. You can wear the dress in the way that the religious police order you to, all buttoned up with only your face visible. And when you go to a party or a club, suddenly the whole thing opens up and you're wearing a sexy dress. The inspiration was actually a kind of anger inside. Anger at a religious government that makes all the decisions and, for the past 30 years, has laid down the law to its people about the way they have to dress. If one person stood up and called for freedom, everyone would fling their hijabs, their headscarves and everything into the air, like cowboys throwing their hats in the air at a rodeo. And that's what would happen with the hijabs.
Hamansutra also lives and breathes his idea of freedom in everyday life. Although many people may regard military symbols as provocation, he deliberately rides a Swiss Army bicycle.
For me, the Swiss Army bicycle stands for rebellion. It's also a reference to my work, much of which is meant to be provocative. I reflect this by my choice of bike, riding and rebelling, carrying through my own thing.
Military elements frequently occur in Hamansutra's designs. He believes he can play with military references more easily than a German could, since he is free from associations with Germany's wartime history. But what attracts him to the theme?
My fascination with military themes is that A, they have nothing to do with fashion, and B, they're pure function through and through. When soldiers are at war, every pocket, every function of their clothing has been carefully planned and designed to the last detail, so that at any time, the wearer of that clothing knows exactly what he has and what to do with it.
To be able to pick up his sketching utensils in seconds, Hamansutra has turned a cartridge belt into a pencil case. He believes that even multi-rooted people must immediately be able to select the right thoughts, languages and habits from their cultural cartridge belt. And Hamansutra's success certainly bears out his beliefs. Hamansutra.com